Welcome to Big Blend Radio with your hosts, Lisa and Nancy, editors of BigBlendMagazine.com.
Happy Take a Wild Guest Day, everybody. It is April 15th, 2023, and welcome to the latest episode of the Big Daily Blend with Nancy and Lisa. We're recording from Lubbock, Texas. It's a beautiful spring day.
I know, and take a wild guess.
Okay.
At anything.
Okay, how many asparagus are you going to put in the spring asparagus salad that we've got in our show notes, the link from Chef Ivan Flowers? How many did he use?
It would be dependent on how many people you're serving.
I have no clue, but I'll take a wild guess and say 3 per person.
Okay.
But everyone, the link to the recipes in the show notes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful spring day. And I think Take a Wild Guest Day is great because it makes us think instead of just like, oh, have to Google everything. Just take a wild guess.
Yeah.
I think it started because...
I think a lot of drivers do that.
Well,
before they shift lanes.
Take a
wild guess that I can do it.
Well, I think it's because today is known as tax day. See,
yeah.
That's what happened. It's tax day, even though really everything has to be in on Tuesday, the 18th, right? That is the big deadline. But I think it's take a wild guess because, receipts don't work. How many people even take receipts? I mean, it's getting to this point of like, what do we do with all that stuff? So, take a wild guess and hope they don't come knocking on your door.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
I don't know. It seems the IRS has its own.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 songs to start off our soundtrack of the day. We love to have a music playlist per day that goes with what is going on. And Take a Wild Guess by David Munyon starts off the soundtrack today. And then it goes, of course, to Taxman. We know the Beatles playing it, but this one is Junior Parker performing this. And Junior Parker rocks, so we have to play him. And it's also Purple Up Day. This is actually known, April is a month of the military child.
Right.
A lot of them called military brats, right? Traveling around the world. And
I don't like the word brats.
Well, you know what? They're resilient, man.
That.
From traveling around. I pretty much was a brat, but not a military brat. Going around.
I don't like that word.
That's the way it is. But it really recognizes that they are also unsung heroes.
I think the word should be individuals.
Independence. They're resilient. I just think they're resilient. And so it's really about, this whole month is dedicated to the military child. But also, because they are on their own village almost every place they go. And then they're in a new circumstance. Their roots have to be within the family unit and wherever they go. And I understand that.
They see the world,
I think you learn a lot being a military child. And
absolutely.
But you do have that, I know what it feels like to have roots in many different places. But so the next song on the playlist is No Roots by Alice Merton. Her dad was a miner and a mining executive. And so she moved around a bunch. I moved around because you're an artist.
But I don't know that moving is bad. I think it's a good thing. It's disruptive. In some points, but isn't that what life is? It's one big disruption after another.
Well, I like being gypsy-like, and that's what she sings about, and she did that, and she had no roots, but then it's like, you know what? It's kind of cool to be able to appreciate the immediate moment. And I think that's what, taught me. It's like, I have friends and family all over.
So you have more roots than if you were just from one spot.
Well, look at us. As we travel the country on our Love Your Parks tour, we pets it, and we have a giant pet family and new friends, and they're part of the family because we all care about the pets and the plants and
absolutely
all of that good stuff. So No Roots by Alice Merton is in the playlist. And so everyone, again, as I always say, check the show notes no matter where you're listening to this from, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or Spotify or iHeart or BigBlendRadio.com is the best place to. In the show notes, we put links to the articles, recipes, all that good stuff. Today, we've been talking about this every day. It's like, okay, now the Titanic sets sail.
Yeah.
It's the biggest, best ship. And then, yesterday it hit the iceberg. Well, today she went down. So today is National Titanic Remembrance Day. Yeah. And, so People died today. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So Harry Chapin did a song called Dance Band on the Titanic. And, there's that famous scene about how the band played on even as they were going down.
Yeah.
And I think that, it's a fantastic song. So that's on the playlist. Now, listen, I think this day absolutely sucks.
Oh, okay.
And if you were living 100 years ago, it would truly suck. Today is National Laundry Day. Seriously, we have to celebrate laundry, but apparently it's about teaching kids to clean up after themselves and to do their laundry.
What's wrong with
and
that?
how to I know, but come on. But you have to think about what laundry was like years ago, using rocks in the stream to rub your clothes down and clean your clothes.
But at least it was an attempt to be clean.
Well, as you go to museums across the country or around the world, wherever you are, you go to like your hometown museum and you see like the rub boards that people used.
Oh yeah,
and
I used to use one of those. That's really dating myself, but my mom had those like for stains. Before you put it in the big fancy washer, you had to do the little rubby board.
And then, hey, listen, I think clotheslines are a good idea.
Oh yeah, because you get like my grandmother used to, like, if you don't hang your clothes outside in the sun, you're going to get sick from it. She said it aired out all the stuff from the soap, and the sun disinfected the clothes.
I think the sun gave vitamin D to the clothes.
You're right.
Well, hey, speaking of that, I had to add Dirty Laundry from Don Henley on the playlist. That come on, you have to do that.
He's got a different Dirty Laundry in mind.
No, well, I know.
Yeah.
But hey, National Auctioneers Day is today. So, think about it. Yeah, exactly. So, apparently, according to the National Auctioneers Association, it's estimated nearly $250 billion in goods and services are sold by professional auctioneers every year.
Wow.
Yeah, don't knock the auctioneer. And how they do that and keep track is insane to me. So, I had to put the song on the list. And even people covering it goes, God, this is the worst song because you have to do it. But it really does pay an ode to an auctioneer, and Leroy Van Dyke famously wrote The Auctioneer, and of course I added in the playlist. But when you listen, you go like, dang, dude, listen to that. I
don't know how they talk so fast.
I don't know. This is so cool. Today is Jackie Robinson Day.
Oh, yeah.
On this day, it's every April 15th. Major League Baseball commemorates and honors the day Jackie Robinson made his Major League debut. It's celebrated at MLB parks everywhere. Everyone celebrates this. A lot of people wear Robinson's uniform number, which was 42. This marks the opening day in 1947. It was Robinson's first league in the major leagues, and it's really about him becoming the very first black Major League Baseball player of the modern era. This all started again in 1947. His debut was with the Brooklyn Dodgers, which is now today's LA Dodgers. And he ended approximately 80 years of baseball segregation.
Wow.
Or known as the baseball color line.
Wow.
He was also inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1962. So, I do have to say on this day, Walter O'Malley's Los Angeles Dodgers, hosted the first Major League Baseball game played on the West Coast of the United States on this day.
Cool.
Some more baseball news is Willie Davis, the baseball player, was born on this day in 1940. But, of course, for the music, there is the Buddy Johnson song, Did You See Jackie Robinson Hit That Ball?
Did you?
Did you?
Did you see out of the park?
Dude!
And the crowd went, wow.
Yeah! So, check that's on the list. It is World Art Day today, so I think this is kind of spurred off because of Leonardo da Vinci's birthday is today. But it's also Charles Wilson Peale, the portrait painter, was born on this day in 1741. This day is really to promote the development of art, whether it's also Slow Art Day. It's about take it easy. Paint something, just chill out, do something locally. There's those paint and drink wine things. I think that's cool.
I think wine and art have always gone together.
I think it's a fantastic
because
thing.
You got to clear your mind.
Yeah.
So you have a little wine, then you look around and go, "Wow, man, it's so cool."
Maybe put on
and then you put some music on, maybe if that's handy for you, And then you start to paint what you see.
Or you could be doing
Whether
pottery.
it's in your mind, pottery is good too.
Photography.
It's what's in your mind, what's in your heart and your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you produce something, and you're like, hey,
Yeah.
look at that.
Art is it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really, go to
And
a gallery.
And that's what's handed down in history.
Well, art tells the truth. Art, music, writing has always told the truth about what's happened in the world and talk about going down
I
in
don't
history.
know that writing's always told the
Oh,
truth.
well, it depends on what you're reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, historical novels kind of tell what's been going on, and
As much as what we can
but
figure
art tells
out.
what people are feeling. What's the vibe? What's the atmosphere? What's going on? You know. Yeah, if you can get to a gallery, it's a good day to even share art on social media. That's something you can do, and look at the artists that have come and created all these different styles of art.
Yeah.
You know, like portrait painting, like we were talking about, or it's a Renaissance painter. Like, okay, so Da Vinci is one of the celebrated Renaissance artists.
Well, he did everything.
He did. He was born on this day, April 15th, 1452. He was really one of the he was an inventor. He was a thinker. He was smart. He just did everything.
I know. He's like a man of all ages or seasons.
His
Whatever.
paintings and notebooks, they're all around the world.
Writing, painting, sculpting.
And he took on, people, he took on apprentices. And back in those days, apprentices was like a big deal. That was part of how you got trained and all kinds of good stuff. So we added 2 songs for this. We've got Gauguin by Wally Lawder, who's based in Silver City now, where we first met him. He's an amazing singer-songwriter. Silver City is a wonderful art community. And so he lives there now, and he still goes to Tucson, where we also lived. And we also have Mona Lisa from Kwame, Binea, and Shakedown. The Mona Lisa smile. Come on, we got to think about Leonardo da Vinci with that. We also used one of Leonardo da Vinci's famous quotes as our quote of the day today. And that is, iron rusts from disuse. Water loses its purity from stagnation. Even so does inaction sap the vigor of the mind.
And
that is perfect.
No, that is so true. Like, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly. Now, it's World Art Day. Well, the Civil War historically ended a few days ago on April 12th. And artist Victoria Chick is our interview of the day. We do our big daily blend kind of at the beginning of the day, whenever it comes out, literally. And then at the end of the day, we always have our interview of the day. And Victoria Chick is out today talking about the art of Civil War, like the artists and photographers who went out and documented the Civil War, which is some crazy stuff. I mean, when you think about it, artists getting out there like journalists, sketching and doing photography back then was not an easy thing. So that is the interview of the day. She's got a great article up on that as well. And so our park of the day is Gettysburg National Military Park, which we went to. And also our puzzle and article of the day is about public art across the country. It was one of our first ones. We've done so much since then, but it says, I think, 23 destinations, like Kansas, Colorado, Louisiana, it's all in there. But we do have a lot more to add to that. And then our puzzle is of a mural in Hollister, California.
Cool.
So we're celebrating art today. We're doing good. We're doing good on the art sphere. When it comes to stage and screen, Michael Wadley's documentary film Woodstock, that chronicled the 1969 festival, won the Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature.
Cool.
So we're adding the song Soul Sacrifice by Santana on there, which is part of the film. And I mean, it's like the live version is like 11 minutes of just like levitation music. It's going to take you higher, So we've got that on the playlist. But also in 1971, the Beatles won their only Oscar for the best original song score for their movie Let It Be. In Living Color TV premiered on this day in April 15th in 1990 and ran through to May 19, 1994. Again, written by Keenan Ivory Wayans, and who wrote and starred in the program. It's an awesome comedy. I love Living Color and Living Color. All right, some actors and actresses celebrating their birthday today. Michael Ansara, the actor, was born in 1922. Elizabeth Montgomery, born in 1933. Robert Walker Jr. In 1940, and Emma Watson, born on this day in 1990, all very talented. And if it's your birthday today, happy birthday, it's your weekend.
Right.
It's
Put
your special
candle.
day. Yep.
Get a candle.
Yep. Musically speaking, Bessie Smith, oh my gosh, the Empress of the Blues, was born on this day. Bessie Smith was born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Didn't know that. We go through there all the time. She was born on April 15th, 1894, and passed away September 26, 1937, which I did not know, but she died by a car crash that killed her.
Oh.
That young, 43 years old. And here she was, one of the best jazz vocalists. She's inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1989, and is known as one of the greatest singers of her era, especially in regards to blues and jazz. She performed with Ma Rainey as one of the first groups that she sang on, and then she went off and did her own and got a recording career by Columbia Records, and then her career was cut short, which is really sad.
That is sad. Shame, man.
Anyway, we added her song, No One Knows When You're Down and Out.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah. That's an old song, Roy Clark was born on this day. Roy Winwood Clark was born on this day, 1933.
He's so cool.
He passed away November 15th, 2018. I remember that. I mean, his guitar playing, we put his song.
Wow, he's so good.
Well, in the theme of, Purple Up Day for military brats traveling around the world, I used the song Drifter's Polka from him. But it really shows, I mean, he was a picker, like a real finger picker.
He was so good.
Yeah, and he also popularized country music through the TV show Hee Haw. Yeah. That's where I first learned about him, one New Year's Eve, and drank a lot of wine and watched Hee Haw and went, what the heck was that?
I remember all night long, and you were just like,
what is this? Listen, I didn't grow up here in this country.
I was like, welcome to America.
I've never seen anything like it. And I saw Buck Owens, Johnny Cash, and
but
I was like, but he really he was on there it ran from 1969 to 1997
with the corniest jokes ever.
Hell yeah. He also co-hosted Johnny Carson a lot on the Tonight Show. So he did a lot, but he did a lot of great songs like Greyhound, Thank God and Greyhound. He was also a member of the Grand Ole Opry, became one in 1987.
Sure.
In 2009, he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. He also wrote an autobiography called My Life in Spite of Myself. So I love that.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's awesome. So, Drifter's Polka's on the playlist. Again, the link is in the show notes. It is also the birthday of songwriter Linda Perry. She was born on this day in 1965. She's written songs like Beautiful, that sung by Christina Aguilera, Superwoman by Alicia Keys. But you also may remember her as making a breakthrough with the Four Non Blondes, doing songs like What's Going On? Hey, what's up? You remember? Morphine and Chocolate. It's one of my favorite songs of hers. She did a lot. She founded 2 record labels, and she's written so much for other musicians. And Get the Party Started by Pink. She wrote What Are You Waiting For by Gwen Stefani. She's written for Courtney Love, Adele, you name it. She was also inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2015.
Awesome.
I think we just automatically always think of Four Non Blondes, we used to cover that. Gemma and I used to sing that when we were back in the day doing that. But the song I wanted to play today from her and put in the playlist is called The Letter. And it is featured on the soundtrack of the Salil Moonfries documentary Kid 90. So Kid 90, it's on there, but it's soulful. It's a good, well-crafted song that people should hear. And speaking of that, today is Record Store Day. And I think this is very important. As we think about going back, records are there. Record store, like in Asheville, North Carolina, downtown. I couldn't believe it. There were 2 record stores on the same street. There's Easton, Pennsylvania. There was a record store, and I'm like, dude.
I used to just love after school go to the record store.
Yeah,
and you'd sit on the floor, and the people on the store would play the records, and sometimes they'd give you something to drink or eat, nothing bad, no alcohol or anything like that, and they would just give you And you sit there and then you buy the record.
Well, now they're doing that. I mean, there's record pressing plants that you open and have restaurants and stuff next to it. Third Man Records with Jack White, obviously kicking butt and really inspiring the pressing of vinyl again. So hopefully it's like independent bookstores, international record stores. Apparently every continent celebrates Record Store Day.
Yeah.
One Saturday every April. This year it's April 15th. Every continent except for Antarctica, which makes sense. So anyway, the song we're going to close the playlist with is Old Records Never Die. It's by Ian Hunter. So
awesome.
We hope you enjoyed today's Big Daily Blend. Keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. Again, if it's your birthday, it's your special day, and we wish you a wonderful, wonderful day and weekend. And here it is. We're at the end.
Cool.
Happy weekend.